Hi everyone, I'm Stan from Ellie.ai, and here is a quick overview of our Collibra Ellie integration. So the main idea is to create a UI-based integration where you can easily, without having to code anything, set up the integration between the two tools. It supports multi-folder and in Collibra multi-domain connection. Currently, we are releasing our glossary synchronization, and within the next month, we hope to release our conceptual modeling synchronization as well. And talking about Collibra glossary synchronization, the way it works is that you can, using our UI, map out a folder with a certain domain, map out the metadata fields, select which asset type represents an entity, and create the synchronization. And in terms of sync options, we support master to destination, and you can define which tool is master. So you can either set that Collibra is master for a certain glossary sync, which means that all the terms and definitions will be created and updated from the Collibra's domain. So Collibra in this case acts as a single source of truth. You can also do the other way around. So if you're doing your modeling within Ellie, you can set a certain folder as master to a certain domain in Collibra, and then all the entities that are created or updated during the modeling will be automatically updated in your Collibra. So without further ado, let me show you how this works in practice. So I'm going to go to my environment in Ellie for our imaginary company Acme Inc. And here's my organization folder, inside of which I have different folders, and each folder can have its own glossary. So what I'm going to do first is I already created some glossary terms within my sales and marketing folder, and I want to bring it to my sales and marketing domain within Collibra. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to go to my connectors, and I'm going to create a new Collibra connector. Let's call it Ellie master sales and marketing folder. I will enter my Collibra environment URL, make sure that the correct credentials are entered, and I'm going to initiate the connection. So now I have a connector for my sales and marketing folder. You can also create one connector for multiple folders, for example, for where Ellie is master. Now I'm going to map out my folder. I'll select sales and marketing. And in Collibra, I also have a sales and marketing domain, and I'm going to save the connection. Now I'm going to go to our connected fields, and I am going to select which asset in Collibra represents an Ellie entity. Now, of course, in your organization can be different. In my one, I created a separate asset type called Ellie entity, and now I can map out all the metadata fields as well. So for description, I'll use definition. For examples, I will use descriptive examples, and for synonyms, I have a characteristic of synonyms. I'm going to connect them all, and I'm going to save the connection. And the next thing I'll do is I'll automate the synchronization, which allows me to kind of leave it on and not have to bother, and all the things that are created in Ellie or updated will automatically be brought to Collibra. So I'll set the master to destination synchronization as from Ellie to Collibra, which means Ellie is master in this case. And I will set it to happen every minute. I will enable it, and I'll save it. And within a minute, all my glossary terms will be synced to Collibra. And yeah, you can basically set this connection to happen every hour, every night, every specific day, and so on. You can set it up as you wish without having to code. And while we're waiting for this connection to happen, I also have another glossary in Collibra called Enterprise Glossary. And let's say we already have certain terms and definitions within our Collibra that we want people to use in their Ellie models. Well, since I already have a glossary in Collibra, I've created a folder called Enterprise Glossary in Ellie, which is currently empty, and I'm going to create a new connector as well. So let me call it Collibra Master Enterprise Glossary. I will add the rest of the credentials, and I will confirm. All right. And now the exact same thing I did with my Ellie master connector, I'll do here. I will select that it's our enterprise glossary, also select it in Collibra, save the mapping, go to select which asset represents an entity, go to mapping out the metadata fields. Let me just connect them quickly. And now I'm gonna press save. And just like before, I'll also automate this connection. I'll make it happen every minute, and I'll save the connection. So within a minute, all my terms from Collibra will be brought to my Ellie Enterprise Glossary. Let's quickly check our sales and marketing and see what happened there. So these are my terms in Ellie. And if I open one of the terms, I will notice that I now have as metadata fields these external glossary, ID, and term ID. And these are the IDs directly from Collibra. So if I copy this term ID, let me go to Collibra and let me try and open that asset. So I'll just paste the UUID. And we will notice that this term has been added to my sales and marketing domain within Collibra. And if I go to the sales and marketing domain, you'll notice that automatically all of the terms and definitions have been added to my sales and marketing glossary. And now let's go back and check what happened with our enterprise glossary in Ellie. So it was empty before, and we noticed that all the terms that we had in our Collibra glossary for enterprise glossary have been added also to our Ellie folder that represents an enterprise glossary. If I make any changes in this glossary within Ellie, when the sync happens from Collibra, because Collibra is master, they will automatically be brought to the way they are in Collibra, because for this specific domain, Collibra is the single source of truth. And the same way, the other way around. So for example, if I will create a new entity, let's say person, it's already exists. Let's create a demo entity like this. I will create it. Let's quickly add a demo description. Let's save. And within a minute, this entity will also be created within my Collibra environment. To speed up the process, what I'll do, I'll use our manual sync. So I'll just go and sync to Collibra. I will confirm. And when this process is done, in my sales and marketing folder, I will have the entity as well. So let's go to the sales and marketing, and we will see that the person demo entity that we just created has been added. And that's kind of the cool part of this integration, right? You can set the synchronization to happen both ways, where either Collibra is master or Ellie is master, and all of your metadata and entities will be automatically synced between two tools. And in the next release, which we hope to release very soon, we will also be adding our conceptual model synchronization, which will also allow you to bring models from Ellie into Collibra as assets. So you'll again be able to map out what asset represents a conceptual model, define what relationship entity has within the conceptual model asset in Collibra, and we will bring those models into your Collibra environment. And that's kind of how the integration works. It's super easy to use. Everything happens via the UI, and you can set up automatic synchronizations, which is pretty awesome. Thank you for your time.